Hey, welcome back to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I have some more outstanding games from the Backyard Professor Chess Club on Lichess. It is so fun that these guys are sharing their games. They're sharing their ideas. We're sharing critiques together. We're all just basically having a ball learning chess together. I have a lot of games I want to show you. This is becoming more and more fun for me to show off these guys' skills and knowledge and excellent moves, and yes, even blunders. When we make blunders, we show it in the club and we discuss the blunders. What next time, if this person moves the bishop there, what am I going to do next time instead of take it with the pawn? Stuff like that. It's sensational. It's just fun to get together with so many gosh darn good friends online whom I would love to meet every one of them in real life. Someday maybe the gods will allow that to happen. But anyway, on with the show. I have a lot of good chess games to show you. So here we go. Buckle up. We're going for a ride. This is my friend Checker99. He's playing the white. Now Checker is basically a beginning player and he's got terrific ambitions. He wants to get to the rating of 2,000. He says this year it'll be fabulous if he can do that. I'm not sure if he can, but I'm going to encourage you, Checker99. Give it everything you have, because this game is showing me his improvement immensely. I've played him several times. I will play him several times in the future. He is playing the white here. Notice how he dodges down so that he does not lose his bishop. He gets in check. He goes ahead and swaps queens here. That doesn't hurt him. Not at all. It is because of the way this move here is a typical Silman idea. What you do is you take away advanced squares for the knights. So we see Checker99 doing this, and now he's continually, notice his opponent has moved his knight several times, and now he's moving his other knight several times, and yet Checker is continuing to make sure he secures his center for one thing, but then he also keeps developing fearlessly. He castles right into check, actually, and it doesn't faze him. Notice how he did that. This is a real interesting way he does this. His opponent has moved several times. Yes, in a way he has weakened the king side, but it's not going to be to any effect because of the way Checker does this. Watch this. Checker gets 2 for 1 here. This is a great tactic. It really is. His opponent got a pawn. Checker gets a piece. He takes the bishop first, check, and then he retakes the knight. And he's putting that pawn on notice also. And now he gets the pawn, so he got a piece and a pawn for a pawn, essentially. That's excellent chess. And now he's also threatening the rook, which comes forward. Look at what Checker is doing here. This is outstanding. He has really improved. Rather than moving the bishop out of danger, he brings in his last full piece developed. So he is ahead in material, and he is ahead in development because his opponent has 2 undeveloped pieces, and his center is much more secure than his opponent's. Everything about this game from Checker99 is excellent. He puts the question to the rook, look at the power of those 2 bishops, yeah? Not only that, but again, now realize Checker is ahead material, really well ahead of material. The opponent cannot afford to exchange. but he makes the mistake of exchanging. That is all to checker's benefit. Now, of course, he's going to put the question to the bishop, just bring it back out of danger. Now he does bring in his bishop. Look at this. 7th rank. Checker is just doing everything correct in this game so far as what little I know about chess. And now here, yes, why his opponent chose to challenge the bishop. Well, he's got both bishops. You're down 2 pieces, though. You can't afford that exchange. Checker, heads up chess here, realizes, yes, not only do I exchange the bishop, I weaken that king side. And he gets another pawn in this. Put his bishop on the... I personally would have put my bishop to here instead of here. It's okay. His bishop is secure. Now look at the fork. Beautiful. Pawn or the rook? Neither. Oh, look at how strongly Checker 99 is playing this game. He is up so much material, he can directly challenge every defensive move his opponent makes with pieces. And then he exchanges. And then it was here, after he moved his piece, that he resigned. His opponent resigned. So that is an outstanding game, Checker 99. Thank you so much for sharing it. He wanted me to share it. I'm happy to share it. He has really improved dramatically. I'm going to have a hard time beating this kid now. So there's our first game in our club. Let me show you some more. Okay, here's another game from Mighty Mouse 27. He's playing black here. Let's see how Mighty Mouse plays this game. He's going to do a strong center. Check already, block the check. So we're without the bishop pair, which is not a crisis. He's developing pretty good. He's doing okay. He's going to... Now the castling is on this side. He hasn't castled yet. It looks like he's putting the emphasis on this side at this point. That's probably going to be his area where he goes to. Now, because his opponent has castled, it makes sense that he's going to push these pawns and attack on this wing because he castled on this side, right? That makes sense. So here we go. He's going to try to prevent the knights from coming into here, I suspect, is why his opponent did that. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, we've got it both castled. Now, the argument for the center, Mighty Mouse looks like he's better developed. The argument for the center looks pretty strong at this point. Mighty Mouse has more pieces in the center, but that doesn't mean he's going to dominate the center. But look how he's going to fight on this wing. Excellent queen move right there, yeah? So, the knight is being threatened without question. You got to do something about the knight. Simply move it, right? Look at this. What an attack, yeah? He responds by the knight. Now he continues in the center. The center argument is still occurring very strong. The queen backing up that pawn is really strong, although it is more of an open field. And now look what Mighty Mouse does. Check. A good response, because you don't want to respond with the pawn taking it because it'll open up your king too much. Although at this point, no, your king is not being attacked. But yes, Mighty Mouse owns the 7th rank with the queen. So here he eliminates the last white pawn in the center, and he has a strong centralized knight, which allows him to bring in a rook as well. Now the queen is going to be challenged. Now at this stage in the game, you're even Steven. Watch the tactic here. This is a great tactic that Mighty Mouse does. Come back. He went pawn hunting. His opponent went pawn hunting. Do you see the problem with that? Mighty Mouse is going to punish his opponent properly. Blam. Oops. Check. Yeah. So the king moves out of check, and now the queen comes back to check. Now this is important. Instead of leaving the queen back on that 8th rank and bringing more pieces to bear, checking the king, driving the king out in the open, it's better to make sure the king stays back there. And here's why. Because now you can eliminate one of the pawns. You notice his rook is unable to do anything here in connection with the queen. These two just cannot seem to get this together. And Mighty Mouse is a piece up. Okay, now the attempt is to put the queen and rook together, but of course, look at that move. Checkmate, next move if white doesn't do this right. You see that? Beautiful movement. And he has kept his knight centralized all this time. Look at the advantage of moving from the center into an attack like that. That's excellent. So, of course, the queen moves over. Now, granted, now Mighty Mouse has to be careful because that queen has access real fast to a checkmate, right? So you got to do something correct. There you go. Eliminate the back rank checkmate. Protect that king. The king has got the pawns covered. The rook has the pawn covered, and you're a piece up, and you have superb position in the game, and that is why his opponent resigned. That was a great game, Mighty Mouse. Thank you for sharing it with us so that we could share it with everyone else. That was superb. Fun stuff, isn't it? Okay, now I've got a cool little game study by my good friend Vampire Toza, whom I have played a lot of chess with. He is just improving leaps and bounds. I'm going to try to leave it so that you can see the study. If you can use this as your study, I'm just going to play through his game. He's playing the black pieces. It's the Pierce defense that he plays. He's keeping toe-to-toe with his opponent on developing, but he is attempting to gain more space. Yeah. Okay. He's going to be able to push the pawns. Now, of course, he's going to challenge the queen, but he's going to push the pawns forward to attack the castled king and back him up with the pieces. He can use his pawns as battering rams. Notice how effective his pawns are here. This is beautifully done. Really well done. Of course, that's basically just an exchange of the knights, which does not hurt Vampire Toza at all. Look at how he continually pushes the pawns to crack open the king side. And notice how the rook, the queen, the knight, and the bishop can potentially come into this to back up those pawns as battering rams. This is very well done. And there's the first crack. Again, like that previous game of Odie's that I showed you, Vampire properly, in my opinion, takes it with the rook pawn because it opens up the file, which is straight at the king. Instead of this pawn, he does, got the hiccups. He takes it with the correct pawn, in my opinion. And now here it comes. Look, the nice thing about this game is all of white is really well developed, but it's all over here. And the attack is over here. Look how slick this worked for him. And mate. Just that quick and easy. That's a beautiful game, Vampire Toza. Yeah, baby. Thank you for sharing it with us so that I could put it on video. That was outstanding. Now, he does have the game study here if you're able to see it. If not, at least you got the game. So, okay, hey, I've got another one for you, man. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I got lots of chess from our fantastic chess club to show you. And here is another game by my good friend Boris Ospassky, who is improving leaps and bounds with his game. This is the Indian game, the normal variation. Boris is opening well at this point, securing the center. He's gaining space in the center, but his opponent is also fighting back pretty good. His opponent is not giving him an easy center, so they're both playing pretty good chess, although he has opened up somewhat. Now there's going to be a vicious discovered check, and if he's not careful, he's going to be in trouble. Check. A good way to exchange it. He goes ahead and castles, bring his queen back, and now he's going to force, yeah, you see how he did that. He forced the push of the pawn, which made holes, and now Boris can come and occupy that hole and wreak havoc on this side. Block the castling, keep this suppressed, and wreak havoc on this side of the board if that's what he decides to do. Check, and now, okay, the piece is pinned to the king. What do you do with the pinned piece? Boris shows us. Attack it. Fundamentally so. You always attack the pinned piece. And his opponent is doing a good thing. Let's go ahead and fight. He goes ahead and goes check. The queen takes. So Boris did get a queen, but he spent a rook and a bishop to get the queen. But now look. Brings in another piece, uses his whole army, now he attacks the bishop, now here comes the queen. Checkmate. That's well played. As far as I'm concerned, Boris is improving tremendously. So there are several games for you from our chess club. I have hundreds more to show you, literally, I'm not even kidding. As I have time, I will show more for you. But these are fun. And here is yet another one by Odoker. Odie. He's playing the Dutch defense. He's playing black. You want to learn how to play the Dutch? Watch this. This is simply fabulous. And you say, he's already screwed up his whole king side for castling. Does he care? Watch Odoker do this. He has not screwed up his king side. Watch. Odoker has told me several times, and he just keeps demonstrating it. Now in this game, yes, he is moving a lot of pawns at the moment. That's true. But piece activity is critically important. Watch him function here. True, theoretically, his opponent has the greater development at this point, but watch Odoker. Okay, now he didn't leave it on the rim. It's okay to open up with the knight on the rim, just don't leave it there. And Odoker, true to form, masterful that he is, he does not leave it there. He's got it in the game, and he does not go back to the rim, of course, because of the pawns. He comes back to the center. Now watch. So his opponent is apparently closing out the knights. You see that? What he's trying to do is he's trying to cramp Odoker. Now watch what Odoker does. One, bring your queen up. Okay. Give yourself a little more space. Now look at this move. That's a tough move. Does Odoker mind? Watch what Odoker does. Does Odoker wig out? No, Odoker does not wig out. Odoker goes forward. Look at that attack on the king-castled position. Watch how he does this. It is so fabulous. Notice he came from this side. He wants to keep it open because of his bishops. Odoker has kept his bishops, so has his opponent, and his opponent has a cross, right? But he wants to keep it open, attack the king and open up the center for the bishops to play a part in this. Absolutely. But watch, he doesn't keep exchanging the pawns. He puts his knight on a much stronger square. He is announcing, I'm coming for your king. Man, when your opponent puts your knight like that to you, he's telling you, I'm coming for you. So he gives his pawn, which is no big deal because look at the position of the bishop. Wow. Look at those bishops. Now watch. Okay, he's going to protect the rook. Yeah. Remember, that is a deadly attacking position for the knight. Check. And you go, that's not a big deal. The king just moves out of check. Watch what Odoker does. Take it. Pin. Fantastic pin on that bishop, right? Check. Look at that knight fork, you guys. Knight on the queen, knight on the rook, knight check. And you say, yeah, but the pawn can just take the knight. Let it. Watch. Check. And he's got the open board so that his bishop backs him up. Checkmate. He's got the open board with his bishop that is helping do the checkmate in prize. That is my good friend Odoker. I love showing his games, man. What a game. What a game. I got another one for you. And then here is another game by my good friend Odoker, Odie. He's playing the white. Here is how to play chess. It's a beautiful, beautiful blitz game. Queen pawn opening, the Chigorin variation. He's going to simply dominate with his bishops at this point. Now his opponent's not opening bad, you guys, but you can see how the development. His opponent has made a lot of pawn moves. Odoker has put in pieces. Pieces can coordinate beautifully together in a mildly open board, which is what we have here. He's going to challenge Odie's bishop. Piece of cake, just go to there. He's going to challenge the bishop again. Notice this, he is not worried about the exchange of the bishops, right? He continues to castle. Another developing move, right? Keep that in mind. Look, now he's controlling the center, and now he exchanges. Yeah, his knight is threatened. Now take the bishop. Now look at that pawn fork. Only Odie, baby. Beautiful. Hit the queen and the knight. Fantastic. Blink. Now look at what's happening, you guys. This pawn becomes deadly because it's controlling the square in front of the king. Watch this. Watch. Look at his bishop, you guys. It's controlling the square in front of the king. Look at the pawn, you guys. It's controlling the other square in front of the king. When Odie gets into this position, watch out, there's going to be heck to pay. Yeah. Yeah. His opponent resigned at that point. Is that not fabulous or what? Wow. Quick, easy win for Odie. He does stuff like that all the time to me, so I know how his opponent feels. Fantastic. Thank you, Odoker. Let's do another one, you guys. I got more to show you. And here is another game by one of my favorite players in our chess club. All of them are my favorite players. But this is Phoenix 714. He's playing another Phoenix, a Phoenix 31. Phoenix, my hero Phoenix, is playing the white pieces here. This game is truly delightful to play through. Okay. He is gaining central space. This is one of the imbalances, and Phoenix shows it superbly of why it is so important. It is so strong of an imbalance. Okay? He has the central space, which means his bishops and his queen are open to bring out. Notice he forced him to move, so he moved the rook, so he can't castle. Now he's going to ask the bishop, what's your intention? Take the knight, yeah. That's typical, yes. He still has great central space with that magnificent central pawn chain. Now his opponent has created holes everywhere in his position by pushing that pawn. He's going to secure. Look at the battery with the queen and the bishop, pinning the knight to the queen. Here comes another piece, further development. The queen is going to come up, and now watch how Phoenix does this. Castle. Blam. Oh, whoop, whoop, one more. Blam. He is eliminating the center pawns, gaining more space, opening up. He has the bishops. Now it's true, understand this, it is true, his black squared bishop is the weak bishop, but it's useful. It's the bad bishop, I should say. But it is extremely useful here. So don't let a label such as bad bishop fool you. That bishop is exquisitely strong. He's kept, by exchanging this, he is keeping the center open. Look who grabs the file. Again, one of the imbalances. Phoenix does it so well. He's going to readjust where again, the other open file. I want you to notice this. I know I make a big deal about open files, but when such powerful players like Odoker and Juzerneem and Phoenix keep showing us how strong open files are, then we need to pay attention. Let alone all the Grandmaster games I've shown you. Look at the effect that Phoenix's rook move has. And you say, well, it's just the queen one square. Yes, but watch. Now he takes the pawn? What? Why would he do that? Watch and learn from the master. This is so well done. I get goosebumps. And you go, wait, he lost the rook. He lost the exchange. No. He gained a knight and a pawn for a rook. Yes, I mean, he went down the exchange, yes. But watch what it does for his position. Watch how now he has positional mastery. Blink. And you go, what a move! He had the open file. The pawn is pinned. Now move in. There you have it, right? Check, and his opponent resigned. This game is worth watching several times because Phoenix does it so well. He had a bad bishop by the official definition, but it was so useful, so strong, and so well placed that it didn't matter. He got it outside of the pawn chain, and it became one of the main players in this check. in this chess game. So, fantastic game. Thank you, Phoenix, for showing us that game. It's a pleasure to video all your games. Keep sharing them. Let's do another one, man. I've got more to show you. And here is another game by my friend Odoker, 2015. He is playing the white, and watch how Odoker plays chess. This is so instructive. Number one, what are you noticing first immediately here? He castles. Now he does move his queen one more time. Look at the power of his development and the power of his center. That is serious chess. Odoker knows how to do it. I love playing through his games because he is just so powerful. Now, you have the center, yes? With the center, what do you want to do? Proceed forward through the center. Nothing is blockaded. Your development is such, your coordination is such in the center that you proceed going through the center. Odoker shows us how it's done, and he shows us very well. Now, yeah, okay, he has a one-piece attack. Odoker can handle that very easily. Okay, now he's castled, so Odoker knows which side of the board to go on, yes? Right? And it's opposite castle because Odoker castled the other direction. So this should be a slugfest. Let's see if Odoker's up to making it a slugfest. Number one, okay, now there's the first exchange. Very interesting exchange here. So he does proceed to exchange. Now, notice he's going to try to get an extra pawn on Odoker because Odoker wants to take that knight. Correctly so. Look. He has doubled pawns, okay? You know, if he takes that bishop with the pawn, which he will, it's going to blockade the double pawns. So do you undouble the pawns to give it a pawn chain? Yes, you can. Odoker, I think, exchanges with the better pawn for the reason that the file opens up and it's against the castled king. So this is a wonderful illustration of the importance of which pawn to change. Now, true, you say, well, yeah, but technically speaking, he ended up losing his bishop. That could be very valuable. This is true. Watch how Odoker handles this, though. Number one, it doesn't keep those double pawns blocked because he brings his queen in. Yes? Okay, so his opponent is going to thrust at the center. Odoker brings another piece. It's good that he developed, but you don't want to just leave a piece developed. It can be put to better use. Odoker is the master of keeping the pieces active and using them by maximizing their strength. Look at where the knight is headed, you guys. Yeah. Right? What a fork. Yeah. Odoker is brilliant with tactics like this. I hate to tell him that in public because it'll swell his fat head. Right, Odie? Yeah, baby. Now let's watch Odoker function. Take it anyway. What? And you say, well, it doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't. So what? Take the pawn with the piece. Absolutely, because you are attacking the castled king. Sure. Carry through with that because, now look, another piece in it. Develop it to the maximum square, hitting at that king side, the castled king side of black. Fabulous. Now he's going to bring his other rook over. Of course. He has to start protecting. Odoker to the clarion trumpet call. Charge! Blam! Ha ha ha! is so beautiful. And then the other rook over. Now we see the power of exchanging with that pawn as opposed to that pawn. What Odie did is he increased the speed with which he could attack the king by opening this file, as opposed to having all his pawns properly and attacking with pawns. You see that? Fabulous. Block. Look at that. There you have it. Checkmate. Next move. Thank you, Odoker. As always, it is a great pleasure to show Odoker's games. I love playing through his games. So there's another one for us from the club that is wonderful for us to learn from. Let's look at another one. What makes this especially fun for me is knowing that I've got these online friends that I can play in the chess club, and we're all playing each other, and we're playing other people outside in the chess world of Lichess, and then we can bring back our games and help each other discover new moves, new strategies, new skills. So it's a lot of fun. Come and join us. We've got a great group of guys who know how to play chess, and they know how to teach chess, and they're willing to. So this is a lot of fun to do. So thanks for watching my Backyard Professor Chess videos. It is getting very close to Christmas now. I'm trying to give you as much chess fun for Christmas as I can. This is my Christmas present to you, all my wonderful subscribers and viewers, of whom I greatly appreciate. You guys are awesome. There will be more coming down the pipeline shortly. In the meantime, remember... oh, I'm getting Alzheimer's. Don't forget what I was about to tell you. Yes, I'm kidding. Be good, do well, have fun, stay calm, be mellow, be nice, have a good life. Remember, it's only chess. It's not the end of the world if you lose, because you will lose, but that means that you will also win. Isn't that great? That's the cool thing about chess. All right, you guys. I will see you in the next Backyard Professor Chess video. Oh yeah, don't even think I'm bluffing. No way, baby.